Oh, Lisa Rinna, where do we begin with this saga that you have gotten yourself involved in? Let this be a lesson that you should just keep your mouth out of other people's chaotic business and see situations for what they truly are. Learn some lessons before you interject yourself into a situation that did not involve you, and now you're being dragged via social media up and down and through and even in the streets of Dubai. Sky Squad, we are back with another video, and we're going to be breaking down everything going on with Lisa Rinna trying to drag Garcelle and in the process digging her own grave. Okay, but before we get into that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button, and join the texting community. All links will be in the description down below. And guess what? Your boy was the featured guest on Carlos King's Reality with the King podcast this week. So check that episode out now. The link will also be in the description down below, where we break down everything from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Basketball Wives, Bell Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Love and Marriage DC. You don't want to miss this Ponderosa. Okay? So let's start with this Lisa Rinna situation and stick around to the end of the video because we've got some great reactions from our ladies in Dubai and some thoughts from me about what this situation actually really means. Okay, so in order to break this down, we got to start at the beginning. And of course, we got to take this all the way back to Philly Diva's post about Diana and how she looks quite different from how she used to look, which is fairly obvious. So instead of Diana just simply saying, maybe explaining herself as she did in the first post, she kind of went back in and doubled down on it and even insulted Philly Diva and said it can't feel good being a black content creator. Now, soon after that, she issued an apology statement that was really more of a non-apology because the people on social media were dragging her for filth, and she apparently got a call from Crystal Kung Minkoff because, listen, Crystal not going to take all of this as well, especially given that she's the one who brought you into the circle and now you're making her look crazy. So we get a message from Diana that says, woke up, Crystal Kung Minkoff woke me up screaming at me, demanding to know what I meant by this comment. I assumed black content creator was a title referring to a page that would be focused on snarky content. I copied the term because I thought that's what it meant. I didn't realize it was referencing you as a black woman and a content creator. Please understand I am not from this country, Philly Diva, so deeply sorry. I am devastated that this was taken to mean something racially insensitive. I understand now why it was taken that way, and that was never my intention. So her statement that I didn't realize it was referencing you as a black woman and as a content creator makes absolutely zero sense, because here's the thing. Garcelle was asked about this situation on Watch What Happens Live, and Garcelle indicated that she felt like Diana was uneducated in response to what she posted, and that's clearly the case. So Diana woke up and was in her feelings and decided to post this to Garcelle. Dear Garcelle, the next time you go on national television, why don't you educate viewers on how many times I went to Haiti, your home country? Why don't you tell them how many places full of first aid and medical supplies I sent to Haiti? Why don't you tell viewers how many millions of my dollars I have given to your country? A woman from Bosnia did that. Also, you could have mentioned all the money I've given and everything I have done for women's rights in Congo and other 100% black communities. You are very familiar with all the work I have done for human rights all around the globe. So this whole situation was very much giving, I help you black people out, and for that you should be grateful. And girl, this had nothing to do with any of your charitable donations, for which we thank you, but no thank you to your response about, oh, I've helped you black people out. Here's the thing. You were the one who was on the show talking about it was not classy to talk about your charitable givings, and you said that to Sutton. So it's odd to me that now you're referencing all of this when this wasn't even called for, because if you were going to clap back at her calling you uneducated, refer back to the comment that was actually made about. In fact, Garcelle didn't even bring up your name. Andy asked her about the comment, so she responded. So versus Diana referencing the actual problem, what she did was create another problem for herself. And then Lisa Rinna decided to chime in as well with her 2 cents. So she says, we fight on our show if we fight with Garcelle, we are all of a sudden called a racist. That's BS. I will not accept that. I will express myself when and how I want. I am not afraid of any of you hoes. And then to double that down, she also added, and if you are just so triggered by our show, and a lot of you poonanis are, go watch Dubai, with these weird laughing face emojis. So much to unpack here, okay? So for her to say that if they fight with Garcelle, all of a sudden they're called racist, no, that's not actually the case. You're called a racist when you do something racist. So there's that. And if you do something problematic, the people are going to call you out for it. So instead of learning why it is that certain aspects of certain arguments with a black woman would be triggering, instead of educating yourself on that and the microaggressions that are sometimes hurtled their way, instead of learning about that, what you chose to do was double down on your stance on you can do whatever you want and you're not afraid of anybody, and thereby also calling fans of this show hoes and punanis as well. So not only are you offending a large contingent of your audience, but you're also alienating them as well, putting them down and disrespecting them as well. Not cute, not smart, especially for a public figure on a public platform. You know, even though she later deleted this, because I am sure somebody from Bravo got a hold to that after the internet dragged her for filth and said, girl, if you don't take that down right now, you better, okay? Because you can get these walking papers. For real. I know in my mind, somebody at the network picked up that phone real quick and said, delete all of those aggressive posts on your page. And sure enough, they were all deleted. Now, I posted a response to this on my Instagram page for which you guys can go check out, basically detailing my feelings about the situation and adding Lisa Rinna as well, mostly because I wasn't trying to read her. I wanted her to become educated on what the actual issues were. So when I headed over to Garcelle's page, instead of responding to any of the madness, Garcelle posted an IG story that said, remaining classy and removing yourself from situations that might take you out of character is a superpower. And this is just par for the course for Garcelle. Even in the face of the greatest adversity, she still manages to be the queen that she is, hold her head up high, and not respond to any of the melodrama. See, here's the thing that Lisa Rinna gets wrong. The girls fighting on the show was one thing, but the thing that I like that Garcelle does, that Kyle seems to do, that Sutton seems to do, is they seem to leave the drama on the show, and they don't really bring a lot of that to social media. Whereas you have people like Lisa Rinna, Erica Jane, and Diana, they'll drag stuff onto social media and then continue on because they think they're serving, because they really want that attention. They want that extra spotlight. They want that extra limelight. No, save it for the show. You're not even being paid for this social media beef at this point. You're working for free. You are working and dancing offbeat for free. Okay, so none of this is being paid for. So my suggestion is go back to selling your lipsticks and doing whatever it is that you do, doing your little dances and being cute over there. But keep your mouth out of the situations that don't involve you, and you will stay out of trouble. Leave all the pot stirring on the show. Period. That's where you're being paid for it. Everybody's fair game. No one is saying that Garcelle is not. Okay? But you need to learn how to get off of social media and manage yourself like the adult that you are. You are literally the oldest person on the cast. You would think that at this point in time, you wouldn't even have time to be on social media because your business should be booming, baby. Okay? You selling lip kits and things like that, go deal with that. Meanwhile, and I say all of this to say, you know, I personally was a fan of Lisa Rinna. I had been a Lisa Rinna fan since her days on Days of Our Lives as Billy Reed, since her time on Melrose Place when she was stirring up chaos on there. You know what I'm saying? So for me to have to even address this situation is so disappointing to me. Okay? It's so disappointing to me. And even in her own post, it's problematic, and she doesn't even see that. But the girls in Dubai did. Okay, the girls in Dubai seen it. Okay, and so they called her out. They definitely called her out. The first person that I noticed to call her out was Caroline Brooks. Caroline is on point. She says, "Lisa Rinna, why did you mention our show in your post? What did you mean by go watch Dubai?" So then Chanel Ayan posted and said, "Rinna, Africa called and they want their lips back. Keep Dubai out of your mess and your mouth. Tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. for a brand new episode of Dubai." And so then Lisa Milan chimed in and posted, "She does not want this heat. We're not Beverly Hills. We will drag her from right off that doctor's table to the desert." Chanel Ayan responded and said, "The desert heat hits different, Lisa Rinna." Okay? So Caroline Brooks took it to Instagram stories next, okay? And she tagged our boy Kempire. She said, "Kempire, the girls are fighting, okay? Get your girl from Beverly Hills before she writes any more checks her butt can't cash. I was told this is the third time Lisa Rinna mentioned our show in a shady, negative way. Keep your posts and aggression directed at the women on your show. Tread lightly, Rinna. Your words, posts are reckless and disrespectful. Calling people punanis and hoes on your public Instagram page, not so classy." And then she had a premium trash gif at the bottom. And I don't blame her for that. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, what did you even mean by go watch Dubai? Okay? At the end of the day, I mean, clearly that was nothing but shade. However she meant it. Did she mean it because she felt like it was boring? Did she mean it because she felt like, oh, that's the multicultural casting that you need to watch? Because they ain't having those same problematic issues over there. Okay? They're not having those same problematic issues in Miami, where the cast is so diverse. I mean, it's a pure representation of the world that we actually live in. And enjoyable. The thing that Lisa Rinna needs to learn is she needs to learn how to not be problematic. She needs to learn how to stay off of Instagram, how to stay off of social media, leave the drama for the show, and keep your mouth where it's paid. Period. All right, guys, so that's what's going on with Lisa Rinna being dragged here, to, there, and from everywhere after trying to insert herself in some drama that she did not belong in. With that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button, and I will catch you in the next video.